introduce you.
Need a floor producer. Coming back in 5.
Yeah, exactly.
4.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome back to Sports Econ 101. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Vern Glenn. And Bruce McGowan couldn't make it with us today, but we have Coach Ron Tunick, America's business coach, in the studio here, or actually on the phone. When we got to the first commercial break, we asked this trivia question. Robert Redford played Roy Hobbs in The Natural. What was the name of the team he played for? Anybody?
I'm going to say the New York Knights.
Yes, you are correct. You didn't even look that up on the internet.
Damn, I'm good.
You
no notes,
good.
no nothing.
No nothing.
Hey, you know what I like about this show, Edward?
Man.
You know what I like about the show? Edward does not dip, Coach, into the Broadcasting 101 Handbook of Tricks. Coming up, the next segment, one of us isn't wearing pants. The answer on the other side.
You know, next time I'm going to do that. That's a good one. Okay, we were just finishing up with, what were we finishing up with? Egos. How about Manny Ramirez? Manny being Manny.
Manny's playing. He's down in the he's in the Japanese leagues now.
Yeah, isn't Manny Ramirez old news? You don't have more current news, Edward Brown, on Sports Econ 101.
Well, these are just
that's old news, man. Let's get past that.
These are just
let's talk about the Miami Heat and LeBron James. Here's my question, Vern. Could they be a dynasty?
I think they got to win a couple more, and this is assuming that James sticks around. You know, there's talk that he may go back to Cleveland.
Are you serious?
You're crazy, Vern. If he's going anywhere, he's going to L.A. Maybe that's where the money is.
I don't know.
But he doesn't need the money,
He needs another $5.
I don't know, but aren't the Lakers a dysfunctional family now? I know everywhere you go, you got your hand on the pulse of the L.A. Times.
Look, the state a long time ago should have been North California and South California because you hate us down here, but. Lakers will figure things out. We've got to make some changes. Maybe Mitch Kupchak's got to go, and we'll get a new general manager in there. I'd love to get Jerry West back in there.
Yeah, but what about your big man in the middle? Is he sticking around or not? I mean, that's the headline.
I think he doesn't stick around if D'Antonio stays, and if they need a new coach. This guy can't coach.
Oh, speaking of coach.
Yeah.
What is it about this guy that makes him the coach killer?
I don't think, honestly, he's a nice man. I don't think he has a clue on how to coach all these multimillionaires. Look, you've got egos that are way off the chart. You've got talented young athletes, and it takes a guy like Phil Jackson who has a philosophical approach to life, period. Here's how I roll, here's when I roll, and here's how you're going to go with my roll. He tells everybody up front, if you play my way, you're going to have rings on this hand and that hand. And when you look at great coaches, they have a philosophical approach to everything. And I don't think D'Antonio, I think he coaches for the moment. I think he doesn't have a clue on how to handle these young multimillionaires, and I don't think he has a philosophical approach. That's my take. Look at all the great coaches. Look at the great coaches in college football today, some of the great coaches in the NFL and the NBA and baseball. These guys were solid, but they had one thing that we coaches don't have, and they had a solid philosophical approach to how they were going to do things. You either bought into their system or you didn't.
How about this, Coach? Those players, they probably look at him and go, "Excuse me, how many rings did you win?
Yeah.
What do you know about it?"
And did he play for anybody?
D'Antoni?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, what matters?
Well,
I mean, yeah, but what matters now is a coach coming in there that's got as big an ego as they do, and those are coaches who have won it before, right? Who have been there, at least close. D'Antoni just hadn't done it. That's why when the job was up for grabs, I mean, everybody thought that, well, Phil Jackson's going to come back. Huh, Coach? You probably thought the same thing, right?
No, I didn't. But Vern, let me ask you a question. You're making $5 million a year as a coach. Your player's making $10 million. How are you going to motivate them? You ain't going to motivate him
It's not by
bribing
money.
him that he's going to get another new car,
No.
new this or new
Bragging
that.
rights of the rings.
How you going to motivate a guy making $10 million a year?
The competition.
Well, you're not. Not if the coach is making half and the player knows that the coach is going to be gone in 2 years anyway. You know?
Yeah. You got somebody who's got to stick around.
Exactly.
You know?
I thought correct me if I'm wrong. We talked about egos earlier in the show. The little fellow Jimmy Buss running the team, he didn't like Phil Jackson, and Buss wanted some of the credit for rebuilding this team, and he knew that if Phil Jackson came in, that Buss would have to sit at the little kiddies table, right or wrong.
I think you're right on that. You know, his daddy, Dr. Buss, who's gone now, was a real genuine guy. He was a people person, played poker, smoked cigars, had a drink once in a while. Real down-to-earth guy that was approachable and didn't set himself apart because he had a dollar or two. So, you know, a lot of these kids that are making $10 or $15 million that come from the streets, you got to reach them at their level. And I think this is where Phil Jackson's, even though he had a different approach, his philosophical approach to winning used a lot of intellectual properties to get people to buy into what he was doing. It worked. And if you don't have that sense of the kind of player that you're working with today, it's not going to work. These street guys, you can't patronize them. You can't look at them and try to motivate them without having a higher calling. And I don't know what that higher calling is, but I believe that's what it takes.
Boy, if I'm Dwight Howard and I've been there, I've done it all, that kind of everything except for getting a ring. If I see D'Antoni coming in there and he says put a little bit of mustard on that pass, I'd be like, well, you know about it. But if Phil Jackson comes in and says, hey, I've got 6 championship rings, read Huck Finn, I'm going to read Huck Finn, you know?
Yeah, amen. I mean, there's the higher calling. So what's attached to the ring, I don't know. But, you know, to a guy like Dwight Howard, I think you've got to reach him at a different level. It takes a very unique coach to do that, Vern and Edward. And, you know, D'Antoni's not the guy. He's not. Everybody knows he's not the guy. And you're right. Is Buss going to figure this out, or is he going to learn the hard way? So we don't know yet, you know. But I'd love to see LeBron James come to L.A. He belongs in L.A., man. This is his kind of town. Get out of Miami, LeBron.
Yeah. Okay, hey Coach, we're gonna move on to another subject, totally different here, right? Golf. Now I understand that in 2016 they're not going to allow those belly putters, and I'm thinking, you know what? I don't care. Let them have the big Berthas. Let them have as many clubs as they can. Let them throw the ball in. Let them shoot it like pool. I don't care. Same thing with cork bats. Let them have it. We want to see more excitement, don't we?
It's ridiculous. I really look. I'm a golfer. These golfing, you know, the European and the USGA here in the United States. It's a good old boys club. For some reason, they want a very traditional putter in their hand, and I can't disagree, Edward, more with what they're doing.
Yeah, free swinging club, as they say. I don't care, except for putting radar on the ball and having it just automatically go shooting into the cup. I mean, that to me is about the only thing that they shouldn't allow.
How about the player that was DQ'd? Well, a few days ago, last tournament, a couple of tournaments ago, there was a backup at a par 3 hole, and he went and practiced, and they DQ'd him for it.
Yeah, you can't. Look, that guy's an idiot. I wasn't watching it, but anybody that plays golf knows that you cannot practice during a tournament on the course. I don't know what he did, but you know, if he was chipping the ball to another hole, or you just can't do that. But I can't believe the two of you honestly care about golf. I care about golf. I know about golf all day long.
Hey, let me tell you something. I used to play 3 times a week when I had a life. Then I got married and had kids. If I get out 3 times a year, then that's news.
If I get out to the mini golf course,
this will heat up your audience. Golf revenue, I'm in the merchant processing business. I process for hundreds and hundreds of golf courses. Our revenue is down. 20 and 30-year-olds and even early 40-year-olds are not playing golf. So we, at my club, we were talking about why, and we think the culture, you guys, is that the female today doesn't want to send her husband off like she did in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
I don't think it says
back
much of
7
that.
hours later. She wants that guy home doing honeydew.
Well, part of it is that we actually had a guest on a few weeks ago who talked about this. Part of it is just people don't have the time. They don't want to spend the money. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for it. But no one did bring up that part about the honeydew list, though.
No, I'm telling you, see, nobody wants to talk about the reality because it's gonna cost. Look, if people listen to your show driving in the car and the missus is there, she's gonna turn off the radio and say, "Look, this guy's a jerk. He's wrong." No, I'm wrong. I think culturally, you have an equal household today that you didn't have 20, 30 years ago. I think things have changed dramatically in American homes today.
I know I don't have 5 hours a day to go out there and hit
But
them.
like I said, I got 5 minutes to play mini golf, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to cut to our second commercial break, and here's before we get into the trivia question. In addition to the 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse, the third caller is also going to receive a $25 restaurant coupon that can be used anywhere in the country by participating restaurants. So even if you're not in California, please give a call to the 888 number and be the third caller, and you'll win that. Okay, so here's the second trivia question. Paul Newman played player-coach Reggie Dunlop in the movie Slapshot. What was the name of the team he played for? The first 3 callers with the correct answer win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Their website is lighthouse4fun.com. And again, the third caller with this answer is also going to get the $25 restaurant certificate. Call 888-660-4495 to answer this question.
Man, I see the uniform.
Yeah,
I see the sweater.
Don't
I
see
can't.
it. That's right. Okay. 888-660-4495. Make sure to include your name, email address, speak slowly, spell out your email one letter at a time. Don't touch that dial because Sports Econ 101 will be right back.
Man, what was that team? Man, I'm trying to. I see.
I love